Hey, massive update today, which includes an update to our website, which I'll talk about at the end. I am blown away by the generosity that has come due to the final experiment. Just blown away by the generosity. So someone contacted me late last week, and they were someone who watched the flat Earth debate last December in Nashville, Tennessee, between two pastors, Dean Odle and Greg Locke. They watched the debate, and because of something Dean Odle said on stage during the debate, they have contacted me and they are willing to pay for Dean Odle to go to Antarctica with the final experiment this December. Completely pay for his trip. This is incredible. Now, this is a great opportunity for me to remind everybody of something. I have become this great enemy now, according to flat earthers, and I don't understand why. I have simply created an opportunity, equal opportunity, for both sides, flat earth and globe, to prove their model, to prove their side. I have not stated exactly what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but I've created an incredible opportunity and I have offered to pay for it. So I'm going to remind flat earthers of something right now so that the hate towards me can stop. And that is this. I did not come up with the idea for the final experiment. I only came up with the name and I'm willing to pay for it. So what exactly is my crime? The name or the fact that I'm willing to pay for it? Again, if you don't like the name, just change it. I don't really care. Call it whatever you want. How about the final expedition? TFE. So this is a perfect opportunity to show people that it was flat earthers who came up with the idea behind the final experiment before I did, before I even came up with the name. Last December, in this debate, which flat earthers were just so excited for, I was invited to watch the debate by multiple flat earthers, and I ended up attending the debate in person. I had to see it for myself. And listen to what Dean Odle said from stage, and you will see that this idea of going to Antarctica and seeing whether or not there is a 24-hour sun to definitively end the debate over flat earth and globe actually came from flat earthers like Dean Odle.
Did you know right now there's between 1,000 and 5,000 people on the continent of Antarctica? And people are like, well, NASA's there and there's these, gunny penguins that are keeping people from getting it. It's this fantastical nonsense where people have flown over it, taken pictures, people have all of these people have circumnavigated Antarctica. You can buy a cruise ticket. You can buy a cruise ticket and go to Antarctica. And here's what's interesting. In 2019, the flat earth folks were going to take a cruise to Antarctica to prove their thoughts. Nothing ever came of it.
Here, let me explain that to you.
You can fly there today.
No, you can, fly there and see the coastline. That's about all you can do, a little bit of the coastline.
Absolutely not.
Oh, yes. And if you want to go there and stay, you have to have permission from a government. Have you ever seen the amount of stuff you have to fill out to go through there?
Yes.
And also, they're not going to let you go on an expedition inland just as me or you. They're not going to let that happen. And here's another thing. If this would be easy to prove, but they hide this from us too. All we'd have to prove is go to Antarctica. Let me and you go to Antarctica, spend a week there in the summer. And let's see if the sun does a 360-degree circle all the way around us. If so, it's a ball. But if the sun comes in this way and then leaves that way, then it's not. It is what we say it is.
So then why can't we go and just see it for ourselves?
Well, let's just see if they'll let us.
Oh, they will let us. I've already checked into it.
Right.
They'll absolutely let us.
Let's go.
They
go.
will absolutely let us. And not only will they absolutely let us, I've got a cattle rancher in Texas that will pay for the entire trip.
Let's do it.
We'll fly right to Antarctica.
We stay 1 week inland. They're going to let us stay 1 week inland.
Oh, absolutely. There's people inland right now.
It doesn't get much more clear than that. I actually think Dean did a better job explaining this than I do. On the flat Earth model, the sun should come in from the east and go out to the west and stay essentially north of you. It should never go behind you to the south, and it should never be circling overhead. And he said, if it circles overhead, we live on a ball, on a sphere, on a globe. But if the sun does not do that, and it rises and sets to the north, essentially, then the earth is flat. I agree with Dean Odle. I am with Dean Odle. And let's not forget Robot Polisher putting this on Twitter, on X, after the debate. He has since backed off a bit on his excitement to go to Antarctica in agreement with Dean to settle the debate. So now someone who's excited about ending the debate as well, such as myself, has offered to pay all expenses for Dean Odle to go to Antarctica himself and represent the flat Earth side and let everybody know exactly what the sun does. And the final experiment is exactly what Dean Odle was asking for, going deep into Antarctica, not just on the shoreline or the Antarctic Peninsula. We will be right at 80 degrees south, 79 degrees, 46 minutes south, very deep into Antarctica. And he wanted to go for a number of days, not just a 24-hour period. We will be there for 5 days and 4 nights. So again, thank you so much for your generosity in being willing to pay for Dean to go. Thank you to everyone for your generosity in either offering to pay for someone to go or donating to any of the crowdfunding that is going on, which brings me to our website update. This is a super cool update. I owe it to everybody that follows TFE because I get your suggestions. When I hear a suggestion enough, I say, okay, we got to do it. So I added this page because people are losing track of who's actually going to Antarctica, who's crowdfunding, who's declined a trip, who's been offered a free trip. And so we added a new page to our website called Antarctica Bound. Check this out. It is color-coded to make it super easy to understand. And you will quickly notice there is a pattern emerging. The colors quickly show you and tell you a story. On the globe side, all you have there are people who have agreed to go to Antarctica or who paid to go to Antarctica or who are crowdfunding to go to Antarctica. So everybody on the globe side is either going to Antarctica or doing everything they can to get to Antarctica with us this December. You'll notice there, Dave McKeegan, he accepted a free trip. Who wouldn't accept a free trip to Antarctica? You've got Leonard from Australia, who self-funded. He's excited to go. He's on Team Globe. And then you've got a couple guys on the Globe side crowdfunding, Critical Think and Globey McGlobeface. Links to their GoFundMe there if you'd like to help them out. Now contrast that with the Flat Earth side, whose list is getting quite long. On the Flat Earth side so far, all we have is people either declining or free trips being offered to them that are just pending. So the offer has been made and all they have to do is accept it. All they have to do is say yes and receive it. And then they will get to go to Antarctica without spending a dime. pretty cool. But there's a difference here. There's a stark contrast, and I'm hoping that this does not continue. Now, someone on this list on the Flat Earth side has declined the free trip, and I will update you on who that is this week. And I will go ahead and also update the website, changing them from orange to red. But something people said was that the final experiment would actually be a way to show who's really grifting. Again, I don't have proof as to who's grifting or not, but people seem to be right that the final experiment is exposing those who are grifting with those who are actually seeking the truth. And so somebody who's going to turn down a free trip to Antarctica is likely grifting. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity that costs tens of thousands of dollars. People don't just turn something like that down. And so we now have 2 people on the Flat Earth side who have turned down a free trip, which means they're most likely grifting. Now, people are also telling me that they believe Jaron and Austin, Jaron of Jaronism and Austin of Wits It Gets It, are also grifting, and I think that they are going to prove you wrong. I'm in communication with them. You don't see the communication that I'm having with them. And I'm just going to tell the people on the Globe side who are accusing them of grifting, I am predicting right here in this video that they are going to prove you wrong. They're going to accept the free trip, and they are going to be turned to green here on this page of our website. So awesome. Another person might be joining us, Pastor Dean Odle, in December for the final experiment. Excited to hear everybody's responses to all of these very generous offers, as I think the more people we have with us, the better this will be, the more fun it will be, the more eyes on everything, the more ideas they'll have, the more accountability, and all of that will make the final experiment so much better. All right, stay tuned this week for a couple of big updates, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.